inside, there's two human figures on the door. This is a guy, this is a girl, this is a female and a male welcoming you to the gallery. And there's this signs here that were used before the new writing style that adds its own different meaning from Africa. This style, this one here.
Yes.
Motifs, yeah, motifs, all of them here. And you can see, so let me show you the back. So this is also part of the motif here, you can see. And this looks like the underwater. This looks like the underwater, in the water and above the water. So like it's like.
Yes. How long was it to create this store?
I think it took me like 3 months before I created it. 3 months.
3 months. Wow.
Yes,
Beautiful.
3 months.
And this artist, is it from Lagos?
Yes, he's a Lagos artist. He does more into sculptures and projects like this. He doesn't do paintings and the rest. So it's more into drawings and sculptures.
Wonderful. I reckon every symbol would mean something that, you know, would be one day, you know, you can explain it. So
yeah, we do that.
Yes.
At least we use the door actually because there's a block of office right here. So we use the door to differentiate ourselves from the rest. So when you see the door, you can know at least this is an artistic venue. So which differentiates us from the other offices close by.
Yes. I just need you, Olu, to speak nearby the microphone. Unfortunately, that's the only problem. Because otherwise, we hear you like.
Is it better now?
Away. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's start.
Yes, Olu.
Okay.
So as every time I start my Zoom. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning wherever you are in the art world. So tonight we are with Olu in the Affinity Gallery, the director Olu Bemiro Arinoso and Nana Anderson from Lagos, with their exhibition on intersection. Could you tell us a bit more? The gallery is dedicated to the promotion and celebration of artists who are passionately sharing their African narrative with their works.
Yes.
But how did it all start?
Well, it all started a couple of years ago with the plans. We looked into having the gallery back home in Cannes, actually, but we did some research and realized that there is lack of adequate infrastructures to support the creatives in Africa. Hence the reason why we chose to come back home and contribute to the development of African artists, because we feel we have to be able to represent ourselves so we can control the narrative that is arranged or that is being in conversation with African arts. So we just don't want it to be like the old arts that everybody knows, like sculptures and the rest, but also to bring out the contemporary sides of African artists too.
Olu, I need to ask you because I feel being in the middle of the sea. I have to say, you need to be one stable picture because. Can you, no, I'm joking, but just because for everybody else, we are feeling as if we are on a boat. Thank you. I know it's very difficult. I know it's very difficult to have the phone very stable. So thank you again for the wonderful help that you have. What I love, as I said, about your artist, and I would love for everybody to go on your website. Because you have made some little stories of every artist that is in your gallery, but hopefully we will meet them very
soon. We'll introduce the artist to you guys, and there's always a short video introducing the artist on the website and on our YouTube page, because we feel it's very paramount for us to take the artist first And for the fact that it's a digitalized world now, not everybody has access to the artist. So it's better we hear from the artist and make a recording so the artist can explain their crafts themselves.
Yes, and especially because you are choosing to challenge stereotypes and paradox and to be a witness of everyday life through your gallery. How many artists did you choose today to be
for this?
Yes.
For this exhibition, we chose 4 artists, 2 female artists and 2 male artists. But in our previous exhibitions, we've been more into the women because we also understand that the women are the less represented gender in the industry, which for us is very important that we change that narrative, because they said in a society where the women are not contributing a lot, we are missing 80% of the resources, which I think there should be enough women representation in the arts industry, which is also one of the missions of the gallery, to make sure we support emerging women creatives.
Yes, and today we so we have somebody. Please, I'll ask everybody to mute. Sorry, I don't know if Francois, can you do it, please?
It's done.
Yes, thank you. Yes, and Olu, I would love to start with this portrait. This is from?
This is from Chigoze's Obi. So I will take you around the gallery first. Then I'm going to introduce the curator and the manager of the gallery to everybody. Then she's going to talk about the exhibition and why she chose the title, intersections, and the artists in the exhibitions. So I'm just going to give you a run around quick about the space, showing the space and the works. So here we are. I hope I'm not walking too fast.
No, you're doing a wonderful tour. Olu, how many galleries actually? So you are between the emergent galleries. You are one of the only ones, or in Lagos?
No. There's
how many there are?
There's a lot. There's a lot of galleries in Lagos, but everybody is just doing different things, because some of us are championing emerging artists, and some are more into the masters. So I'm going to take you to the second floor. So some of us are championing, but there is a lot of galleries actually in Lagos. It's just that they are not enough, because only in Lagos there's 40 million people in Lagos. So, and most of the population are all, like 70% are less 30, just under the age of 30. So it's very important for us to create an ecosystem that works, to also create an institutions that support the artists. So here we are upstairs. This is another floor of the gallery. I don't know if can you guys see me?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you. These are also.
So there's a lot of galleries, but also for us, it is very important for us to support emerging artists, contribute to the development of the artists. And also, we also have a public program in the gallery, which is very important to us. The public program is like, we have a partnership with different schools, because we believe that art is something that needs to be experienced. So we understand that the schools are teaching the artists about the African artists, but sometimes these children or the.
So what do you organize? I lost you for a moment.
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yes, we lost you.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we lost you just for a second. I was asking, what do you organize? How do you focus with the children education, with the schools? So whatever you for the emergent artist, what would be the ideal program?
Yeah, for the program is that we're also working on a studio for the emerging artists. We try to create avenues for them to promote their artwork and also give them a space, a very conducive space to show their artworks. So at least so people who comes into the space can experience their artworks. That is also one of the reasons we have this artist talk, that we always do videos and do interviews with the artists. So the collectors also have a personal, because we know it's a personal relationship business. So the collectors can also have a personal relationship with the artist and listen, so they can also understand better on what the artists are talking about. And in regards to the schools, to the students, we have public programs in the sense that on every exhibition we do, we partner with different schools, and we tell the schools to bring the kids into the gallery to teach them to learn and also see the artworks on display, because we believe art is meant to be experienced and not just to be taught in a classroom.
Yes.
That is what we use the exhibition. So now I'm going to go downstairs back. I don't know if you guys can still see me. And I'm going to introduce you guys to the curator, Naomi. So she's going to take over
You're better
for
than
me.
in going down the stairs, as in London. I was in Cromwell Place.
Cromwell Place. You have to be careful. So here comes Naomi, the curator and the manager of the gallery. So she's going to speak more. Okay, I'm going to.
Thank you, Olu. Thank you very much.
So this is Naomi.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Naomi. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Okay, so hi, everyone. My name is Naomi, and I'm the curator for this exhibition. Intersections brings together 4 artists within the contemporary art scene in Lagos and Nigeria as a whole. And we wanted to show the works of Chigozie Obi, James Adebayo, Claire Dara, and Jonathan Chamberlain. So what we wanted to do was to weave some sort of theme from all of the works that they're currently creating. The artists have decided to show us different bodies of works, but still find a common ground, which is why we call the exhibition Intersections. So basically looking for that common ground where all of the artists can convene without losing one or the other and still enabling each other in the way that they grow. So the works of Chigozie Obi, Chigozie is showing Le Journal de Gosier, which translates to Gosier's journal. So this body of work is basically a documentation project. Like Chigozie says, this body of work is a continuous body of work. So this is something that she's moving into at the moment. Chigozie always paints with oil, and she's always done her visual works with oil, but she's transitioning into photography. And this body of work basically brings together photography, text, and also her visual style. The works that we see today in this exhibition have names like Omolara Yadi and her housekeeper. This is one of the works here. Omolara, we have another one titled Toby, we have Yadi, and then Liz and Zena. All of these portraits that you see today are personal moments for her. These are people that she connects with, people that she knows, and people that she spent some time with. Chigozie will be talking more about her work when we introduce her. And then we move into the work of James Adebayo, Then we move into the works of James Adebayo, an advocacy piece. This piece, as you see, is very detailed. And then we move into this other piece that talks about, and then we'll move into this other piece where we see a young girl going to school. I'm going to leave James to talk a bit more about his project as well. In this body of work, Hot Air Balloon, James is looking at the gender disparity in our nation, Nigeria, and all over the world as well. And then we move upstairs where we have the works of Claire Dara and Jonathan. Now, Claire has decided to present to us a body of work titled A Bouquet of Choices. Claire works with watercolor, but has moved into oil as well, and is now painting all of these beautiful, whimsical pieces as well. Claire has decided that, she's right here. So Claire has decided that she's going to weave these beautiful stories for us with the works that she has created, complexities of choice, decision-making. You see some of the works with the titles like, you know, I've made my mind, what choice am I going to take and all of that. And when you look at the body of work as well, you're able to see the details in the work. Ever since Claire became a mother, she's also told us that she daydreams a lot more. So all of these pieces that you see, the self-portraits, are literally her in different scenes that she's imagined. And then the works of Jonathan Chamberlain also talks about choices. In this body of work, James has talked about what do I do when I'm handed lemons. So basically, he's drawing from the popular axiom that says, when you're handed lemons, you make lemonade. So Jonathan has presented this body of work where he shows his subjects on a balloon that has basically deflated, but the subjects are not aware of the situations that they found themselves. And then you find titles in his works like When My Lemons Appeared to Me, A Bouquet of Lemons from Regina. So all of these pieces, what we wanted to do was basically create a tune and draw music from all of these works. And I think that we've done that beautifully. So I'll introduce to you the artists, and then we'll talk a bit more about their works. And then I'll be back for more questions again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Shirley. I'm presenting my series, The Journal Because this series basically speaks on the importance of documentation. It's a series that I just started recently because I just kind of recently got into photography and I'm very interested in that, and also mixed media and experimentation. So the series, I took photos of people that are in my daily life, like my cleaning lady and my friends. And at first, I just wanted to paint them and present the photography and the painting together. But then after a while, I spoke to a friend of mine and had a conversation about adding writing as well. So I added writing to what happened on the days that I took the photos, so that wherever these photographs go, there's always the documentation of that, and people can always come back to reference that on what happened on the days that the photos were taken. Also, it's not really about even capturing the resemblance of the person per se, but the essence of the person, which I feel I've gotten in the painting that I've made. I'm very interested in taking this series further and seeing just how I can expand it. Thinking of things to add and thinking of the way to present it as well. I'm thinking of the way to present it as well. I've just, with each of the pieces, I have arranged each of them differently just to have a different visual look. I don't want any piece to kind of have the same arrangement and feeling, just so that every piece is unique on its own. And yeah, that is basically what the series is about. And yes, I'm also very into color as well. So even when my work is not necessarily speaking about happy things, I'm always having colorful work. I enjoy color, I enjoy texture. I feel like it gives the work just more depth and feeling. I think it also makes people look at the work more and just really study the work more as well. And yes.
Thank you, Chico. I was listening to your video in your house, I think in your studio, and it was really beautiful. Is what you were saying about, even though they don't seem, there is not so much happiness, which you say, but we don't perceive maybe, but it's always you're using beautiful, striking colors, powerful colors, and also everyday life. I think into your perception. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Thank you.
So when did you start this journey, if I may ask?
I started painting professionally in 2017. That was the year I graduated from the university. And so then it was more of just practicing before I started making work and talking about things that affect me or like my personal journeys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there is also a bigger one, Olu of Chigoti. Yes, I think at the back, Olu.
No, it's here. These are the yes for Chigo's work. And also, I know I know she's been modest, but she recently just won a Text Prize, which is the biggest prize in the fair. So she recently just won the prize at the fair. So I know she's been modest and not trying to mention it, but here is the winner to the 2021 at X Prize. So, you know, we are giving her a round of applause at the gallery. So, you know, so we know where she's going to.
That's congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So,
James? Yes? Okay.
So where is James Adebayo is the one with this beautiful massive work, and we'll allow him to take over now and tell us more about himself.
Hello,
Hello,
James.
my name is James Adebayo.
Welcome.
These are my work. So the body of work I'm presenting is called the Hotel Balloon. So sometime earlier this year, I was just fascinated about how the Hotel Balloon craft works, about how much you increase the fire and how much the balloons go higher. So I kind of see every of my character in this painting as their dream as an hotel balloon. You know, the higher the more the fire in them burns, the higher the kind of go. And I kind of see that the female gender in the society are kind of trained not to burn higher, and there are limits to some social norms, and there are limits to grow high. So my work basically, when I see the social field, I try to paint the possible solutions to it. So after so much research, I using Nigeria as a case study, all the work are 5 sectors which I feel women are being marginalized in Nigeria. And to be honest, this marginalization is not only peculiar to Nigerians, all over the world, but I'm just using Nigeria as a case study here. So this piece is talking about marginalization in marriage, how women are being marginalized in marriage, how traditions and religion are seeing the woman to be the fault of every marriage failure, and how the husband is not defaulted at all, and which is not actually right, and how the women have zero or little say in their marriage. So I'm trying to just use this piece to explain what I've seen going on in the society, and the reason why I actually use a very much elaborate environment is to show that because people feel like when a woman married to a rich family or to a rich man, she has fulfilled her purpose. So I've seen so much scenarios where even married to a rich fellow doesn't actually make you fulfilled. So that's the reason why I intentionally use so much like the environment to tell that these people are not actually poor. They are doing okay, but the wife is not actually doing okay because she's not fulfilling her dreams. She's just submitting her dreams to the social norms of how the society just want the women to just think themselves. Then we move on to this next phase where it's a burning issue here in Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, where ladies are not really allowed to go to school because of early marriage. So you see in the northern part of Nigeria, ladies of girls of 16, 13 years old are already getting married. So and that will hinder them from going to school. And another thing this piece is talking about is how the recent occurrence in Nigeria education about sex for grade, where lecturers will demand their female students to have sex with them before they can give them good grades. So that's the reason why I wrote this short sketch to depict that. And what's it called now? The word here that is parted is how the society has not really done anything to cuddle that immorality. They are just like kind of patching it and all. So the reason why I made this piece to be more like when you rotate it, it kind of still feel like the same image once you rotate it, because I've seen that the story still remains the same. It's just that the victims that keeps changing. So no matter how much we want to rotate the story, twist the story, without actually attacking the story itself, the story will still be the same. So that's why this piece, once you turn it, you still kind of feel the same feel of the heart. You could only tell which is actually the major figure and which is the reflection, because that's how I see the situation. And here is I've seen how women are being marginalized in politics in Nigeria, and like higher position in politics, it's very hard for you to see women there because they are not actually given that much opportunity to go to the main stage of politics. So that's the reason why I use backstage and main stage in this piece, because the ladies in politics only work backstage. They are not in front line of the political appointment, whether in the legislature, the judiciary, or the executive sector. So that's the reason why even this piece is the only grown woman. Yet I use more of like people in their early 20s for the remaining piece, but this woman is in her 50s, because that's to show that even though as old as she is, she's still not allowed to even get one of the lowest positions in the politics.
Thank you, James. Do you have any questions for James?
James.
Yes, David, please.
I think you're a genius, James.
Thank you very much.
And you don't need to say anything about your paintings because they say everything already.
It's true.
That's all.
True. They're quite powerful. No, I think it's very striking.
They tell the story you're trying to say.
Do we need more stories about these ones as well?
Please.
Yes, please.
Maybe.
Please.
Okay, this is my women marginalization in the media, because I've seen that the media actually see women as two things, something to be trivial or sexualized. They only portray women as sexual beings in the media. So that's the reason why I made the settings of this painting to be the bed, to be the bedroom. That's why you can see the bed, and I make use of so much cameras, because I see that camera is one of the major tools in which women are being marginalized in the media. You know, cameras are used for music videos that doesn't really reflect women in their that doesn't reflect women past beyond their sexuality. It only just shows their sexuality. They don't show women in power, like even down to commercials. When you see a commercial of the boardroom, it's very hard for you to see any woman in that settings. Like, and that has even been in our subconscious mind, that some people don't even do it intentionally. That when they want to do even normal commercial of like a car or like expensive stuff, we only see like it's men that are actually getting those products when it's actually expensive. And even in commercials, that ladies will actually have, maybe, let's say for example, they are doing like maybe a Bugatti commercial. If a woman is to have it, it's a guy that will actually buy it for her. So I'm like, why can't you just think that women can actually achieve this and get these expensive things for themselves without the help of any man? And so that's the reason why I use all forms of media, which is the visual media, the audio media, and I use the newspaper to signify the magazine, because I've seen the way magazine to marginalize women. And the reason why I use this picture, this is actually a vintage picture of my mom when she was in her prime, and this was how they were dressed and how they were seen, because then they were still like there's so much like kind of respect to women then. At that time, this woman is actually a beautiful woman then, and everybody will see her as beautiful as she is. She doesn't really need to expose her body to show her sexuality. So that's the reason why I just use all this work. And this is this is about marginalization in career, because I've seen that women too are not allowed to go higher career-wise. So that's the reason why I use this because I see this character as someone that wants to travel around the world. So that's the reason why I use the books title. These are all fictional books, they don't exist. And lastly, the butterflies you are seeing in the paintings are actually the glass wing. They're actually glass wing butterfly, because I got fascinated by butterfly not quite long, and I realized that there is a specific butterfly that's called the glass wing butterfly that camouflages itself so that its predator will not see it. So I see every of my character like a glass wing butterfly. They are trying to camouflage themselves into societal norms, and they are not going to their full potential because of the societal norms and for traditional religion factors. So I intentionally made an installation of a mirror because every of the subject are standing, they have their own reflection. So I want everyone to actually see themselves in the painting and relate to what I'm trying to say. Because as a person, when I stand in front of the mirror, I see a better form of myself. So that's why I use the mirror, the reflection in the painting, because all the characters are seeing a better form of themselves in the mirror, which they are seeing a better form of themselves if the society will actually allow them to fly high as they can. So that's why I use the mirror installation. So when everyone comes to the mirror, they see a better form of themselves. You see a more educated part of an educated form of themselves and a more knowledgeable part of themselves.
Thank you, thank you. It's I think you are creating lots of comments here from everyone about, especially about the mirror. Erica, if you would like to say anything, Erica, please. But I think it's you know, I also love the three-dimensionality. You know, you could actually feel this drapery, this blue. The texture is beautiful. You really want to touch them, touch the painting. I think I would love to touch the beautiful, and of course they are very, very interesting. How, you know, you and anyone would like to say anything before we go further?
So James, yes,
David.
James, you've taken race out of the equation, right? By painting the patterns on the people. Right? They're not black or white, or they're just, they have surface patterns.
Okay, I make sure that all my characters have the same color with their butterfly, because I'm using the scenario of the caterpillar transforming to a butterfly, because I'm someone that feel that there is no how impossible a situation is, it can change. So since I'm talking about a societal hero here, and I feel like this thing can change if we pay more attention to it, even though the situation at present now is still in form of the caterpillar, that it can, when everyone pays attention to it, it will transform into a butterfly. So that's why I intentionally use a butterfly pattern for my character.
Oh, wow.
Could we ask you, there is also a question from Erica about the balloon, because as we can see, you already said it before, but if you can repeat it about the Mongolfiera. Yes, in every picture there is one.
Okay.
So
yes. So the balloon represents the dreams of every character in this painting, because I actually see that when studying hot air balloon, it's the way it works. The increase in the fire will increase the height of the balloon. The lower the fire, the lower the balloon comes down. So I see every character here, their dreams as the hot air balloon. So their intent is to make their dream go very high. They want to increase the fire that is burning in them. They want to increase the fire so high to their full potential. But the society is just one major factor that is not allowing them to for their fire to burn so high.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think we are all.
Yes, one of the thing that actually sprouted this whole series was Chimamanda's "Should God Be Feminist," and the way she talked about it in that TED talk. I saw that feminist is not only something that is not only should be titled to female. Everyone that sees gender rights is called feminist according to our definition there. And I'm someone that even as a man, I'm someone that all my siblings are female. I have only female siblings, and I don't want a society that I want them to grow high and dream big.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Some other comments is just that for this wonderful, complicated concepts, we need really to have the sound perfect, because it's a bit far away. But I hope everybody has understood. If anybody would like to have any further questions, please. Otherwise, we go. I love the juxtaposition of this painting. Okay, so we go further. Thank you again. So we are going to meet another artist, Olu. Hello,
Yes.
we'll find you again.
We'll be meeting Claire
Yes,
Dara, who's going to show us her pieces
yes.
and her body of work titled A Bouquet of Choices.
Yes. Is it possible just to have the microphone nearby, as close as by to the artist? Thank you, because otherwise.
Okay, sure.
Thank you again.
Thanks.
This is Claire Idera.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Claire Idera. I'm an artist here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm exhibiting my paintings here this evening with you. They are more about my personal journals and my experiences thus far. My paintings, especially these three, about the perspectives that I've kind of been able to look at myself from. So they're from introspective times, from my journals when I've just thought about situations and experiences to kind of deduce what I was going through at those times. So these ones in particular, I wanted to look at myself personally from different angles. And so that's why I took like portraits from the top and from the sides. And the reason why there are flowers is because I always see myself as someone who is always blooming, always growing. There's a lot of flowers in my work because of just the idea of growth. I realized that I've been thrown into situations that have forced me to grow too quickly as a child and also as a young adult. I'm just 27. I have my daughter already, and during the time after I'd given birth, I realized that I kind of sort of lost a lot of things that I should have been able to do at the age that I'm in. And I've been forced to grow, even though initially it seemed as if I was being, stifled or held down. I was sort of able to find beauty in the experiences. And so the reasons why I use these colors are because I find that I'm attracted to things that are delicately soft. So this painting in particular is called Polyvia Twist. And in the exhibition, I wanted to look at the choices that I was making while I was in certain experiences or situations. So here I had to bring in the different types of flowers, the carnivorous flowers and the ones that are beautiful. And I see that sometimes, the carnivorous flower is to kind of touch on the bad choices, the choices that kind of swallow us while we're in them and force us to kind of see life in a bad perspective. And then the beautiful normal flowers are those ones that represent good choices. And sometimes, we find ourselves in positions where we have kind of already made a choice. And then, that is, we've made a bad choice. And then we're sort of like envious and wanting to make another choice, knowing that it's not possible to change. Some choices are permanent, like having a baby. It's a permanent choice. And so even though sometimes we're able to look at some choices and say that they are bad choices, I think that bad choices can be good choices depending on the perspective you look at them. It's the reason why I have these paintings that look at perspectives of a human and my thoughts, the perspectives of my thoughts, because I find that I think a lot. So I'm an overthinker. And in these thoughts, I realized that it's very easy to kind of eat myself up when I could be looking at the good side of things. And so even though we have bad, quote unquote, bad choices and good choices, I choose to see beauty in the choices that I make. I love to add like bees and flowers into my paintings because they they have this beauty in them where they show teamwork and they show growth, and just the fact that the decisions that I make in life, whether or not I see them as good or bad, I know that eventually it turns into honey, it turns into something beautiful and something sweet. This painting is one of those moments, because I see my paintings as sort of like snapshots into my life, you know, the moments when I'm making a choice, the moments when I'm thinking, okay, what should I do? Where can I go? What do I eat? You know, something as mundane as that. And then something as serious as what school do I go, or what school do I take my child to? Because these are big decisions, and somehow in them, I have to realize that the life that I want for myself are fully dependent on the choices that I make. And so this painting is about making up my mind. Here is one of those moments where I have to accept the choices. So it's pretty much like a step-by-step into just re-evaluating the thoughts and the times where everything goes quiet. What do I think about? How do I look at myself? How do I review my life? Because I find that a lot of people go through life and through their day and they don't really know what just happened to them. And that was mostly my life until I started journaling through paintings. This painting is about marrying my choice, which is the flowers, the beauty, marrying myself with my choices and accepting them, whether they're good, whether they're bad, just knowing that every day that I step out of my house, I'm choosing my choice. So here is one, I got this as I was thinking about the choices, and my mom used to say this particular statement a lot: as you lay your bed, so will you lie on it. And every time she said it, it always felt like a threat. It always felt like I was being threatened. Like, why are you telling me this? But the truth is, our choices are our responsibilities. And even though they seem, I mean, when it's said, it seems as if, you know, it's so scary to make certain choices, but I believe that in the end, there is always a way out if there's a block in our way, right? There's always a way out. And I'm choosing to relax, and I want people to find that it's a journey. Life is a journey. And so when you're making those choices and you have to kind of live with them, regardless of how good or how bad, you have to accept sometimes or choose to change the situation if you can. And then these two paintings at the top are also a continuation from looking at myself from different perspectives. And I want people to also look at themselves from different perspectives and look at evaluating their lives and choose to see beauty generally. So that is my expression.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
touching. I think, it's thank you for sharing this, everyday emotions, but it's so pure, so honest, as everybody says, that it's it's a surprise for all of us. I think it's so touching. Thank you. Really beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I think everybody is I'm talking for me, and then everybody can talk. But I was thinking the same, it's every day, you look at yourself, you're like, am I doing the right thing? Which you hope, unfortunately, through mistakes, but yes, thank you. Beautiful. Really beautiful. So everybody's, it's one more, beautiful comment from Erica. These works are magical. From Mari's fabulous work, I love the honesty in them, and again, beautiful artist, full of beauty. And Tamara, the story that goes with them is extremely touching, which is, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, so young and so wise. Thank you. So really, we would be here, or I would be here all night to see your and to listen to you. Actually, I think it's how you express yourself. It's beautiful. Thank you. So if anyone would like to say anything else besides me being very emotional, please. I think the Roma, again, self-portrait embedded in nature. Thank you. And yes, they're asking what are the next steps for all these artists, actually. That's a very good question. Thank you.
What did you say? Please come again.
Yes. What are the next steps for all these artists, Olu?
The next step for the artists are left with the artists themselves. We are here to create a very great environment for people to witness their works. But also we leave the decision next with them, but we have an option of continuing the working relationship with them, to be honest. But also, we also want to make sure this is our first time working with this set of artists, and we also want to make sure they are actually happy to continue working with us, which I think they should be, but it's left to them, But these are fantabulous artists, and I'm so happy because they agreed to come together and join the exhibition after we sent out a message to them, telling them about the exhibition. But I think as my mom tells you, the sky is the starting point for them, because I love all of the works in the exhibition. I can't say I have a favorite, but we just want to create an avenue and a way to support them, to be honest. That's what next for now. So the exhibition is opening on the 7th. So this is a private preview for everybody. But after the exhibition is open, then we can talk with the artists on how we want to move forward.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Hello, Oluk. Good to see you, man. So did you tell me again, did you work with this curator before, or how do you know this curator?
This is the curator of the gallery, actually. She's been the one doing all the great job, actually, in the gallery. I am just there to support her whenever she needs me. She's the one in charge of everything, guys. The praises does not go to me. It goes to her, and she's the one that created the whole show, chose the artists for the show, chose the arrangement of the works.
It's an amazing exhibition. It's very, very highly well curated. It's beautiful.
She's the dope one behind the scenes.
Naomi is the driver. We're just
we are just there to support her when she's working. She's the one moving the gallery forward.
We have more questions. Thank you, Emil. Thank you, because I think there is also they're asking how are you going to how they are going to be branded, how they are going to be marketed, how talent is going to be turned into from passion into something more interesting. I think you're doing an amazing, because of your dream. I think it's already incredible what you have achieved today, and it's I remember at the beginning you were saying with Emil, we are just at the beginning, and you did a wonderful job. Bravo, really congratulations. I think it's very, very important to be brave and to do what you have done. So really, I think there are many things that you have to go. Of course, it's a difficult journey, but I think with your passion and love to give a voice to this artist, I think.
I have a second question. Sorry.
Oh, really, Emil? Really? No, I'm joking. Yes.
It was just is the catalog going to be available to the participants of the art talk? Will you send out maybe the catalog of the exhibition if you have one?
Yes, anybody who wants it, I will be happy to send it to everybody.
Perfect.
Everybody's email. So probably we can drop an email in the chat box, so I can copy it and send it after the discussion. So that will be fine. The catalog is already, so I'll just send the digital copy to everybody. And also, if you want a physical copy, when I'm coming to see Caroline, I can bring some along. So.
Yes, Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Let me just add to that. Apart from we'll also have the catalog, but we're also on Artsy. There was a question in the comments: how are they going to be branded? How the art is going to be marketed? You can find us on Artsy on all social media platforms. But I think what's more important is instead of thinking about really marketing them out as a commodity, we need to really make sure that the world understands, the talent that's on the continent. This evening is just a display of just four. We're talking about a country with over 50 million people. What we really want to do is make sure that the artists are put first. And me and Olu always talk about this. We are artist-centric gallery. And so we also want to make sure that the artists evolve in a sustainable way as well, and not just go off the hype.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Nana. I think it's a very important, as you said. We, for us, I didn't know about Lagos Art X, and it is important. I was also in London with the African Fair, which was beautiful. There are so many things out there and so many talented artists everywhere, but really it's important to give a voice to this wonderful artist.
Also, to add one more thing, please,
Yes.
Carolina.
Yes.
To add to what Nana said, also in regards to the branding, we are planning on the artists to represent to go for some residencies outside of Nigeria, and also taking them for residencies and taking them for fairs. For example, for fairs, taking them for some fairs next year too. So if to keep in touch with the galleries program, you can always subscribe to the newsletter or keep up with our social media, because we'll be making some major announcements soon, and some of the fairs will be participating next year, because we also believe the artists need to go around to the fairs so they can at least meet new people and introduce their work to new clientele too.
Olu, your next exhibition, where are you going to be?
Where am I going to be? It doesn't really matter, but the curator is on ground. She's going to be in charge. I might probably be back in the south of France there.
So
the exhibition is going to go on great without me.
So your exhibition, but this exhibition, will it go to Cannes? Will it come with you?
No, it won't, because the exhibition finishes at the end of the month, which is November 30th. And I'm going to be in Cannes probably in December or so. It's not going to be a moving exhibition, but very soon we're going to have the artists also in the south of France. We are already working on that, so we'll keep in touch with everybody for that.
Yes, yes. And one last thing that I would like to ask you, Olu, I know that you cannot say it, but I will dare ask you, which is your favorite artist? And I know they're all fantastic, but is there one that grasp your soul?
No, I don't. You're putting me on the spot. There's a lot of great works here, and it's going to be very, very biased of me to choose one. Because to be honest, I don't even have one favorite. I was here when the installation was done last night, when we finished, and when we came again this morning, I found a difference. And I found something new in all of the paintings. So really, I wouldn't have a favorite, but all of the artist works are mind-blowing, to be honest. I knew them before when we chose the artists, but now seeing their works again, the set of works they produced for the exhibition in person, and so far, this is one of the best works, if not the best work they've done so far in their career, to be honest.
Wonderful, wonderful. But there is one artist, just have to say, that wasn't there with you.
Yes, he wasn't here. He couldn't make it because he had family meetings.
And we just saw briefly upstairs.
Okay, let me show you again.
Yes, and then I will just leave it to.
Okay, I'm coming with you now.
So I think it's we are all waiting for you to bring all these artists on this side, and for us to come and see you in Lagos.
Yeah, this is the fourth artist, Untitled Chapter. Yeah, this is the fourth artist. Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk a bit about Jonathan's work.
Yes.
In this body of work titled A Moment with My Lemons. Jonathan is basically talking about the axiom that says, what do you do when lemons have been handed to you? So do you make lemonade or do you throw them away? So some of the paintings, you have titles like A Bouquet of Lemons from Regina. I think that this piece is talking about death, and the artist has said that the subject in this painting has lost a family member, and a bouquet of lemons has been handed to the artist and to the subject. And now the subject is looking at this bouquet of lemons and trying to make a decision of what to do with that. In most of the paintings, you see the subjects sitting on a deflated balloon, and this translates to when a situation has happened and you're just finding out. It's sort of like a deflated balloon, so you're not exactly sure what to do. In this painting, you have a subject, there's a scale, and there's a lemon on the scale. So the subject is weighing her lemons. So what do I do with these lemons that have been handed to me? Do I weigh them? Do I scale them? Jonathan uses oil in his works and a bit of mixed media, basically. This thing that you see here speaks about time, and it's present in all of his paintings. So you have the knob that you turn, you have it in all of his works. And then the subjects are seen looking at the lemons, weighing the lemons and trying to make a decision. So that's what this body of work is about. The artist isn't present. I wish he was, so he could talk a bit more about his work, but yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, you also really wonderfully explained. And of course, with the artist, but you were his voice. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And so anyone, otherwise we are almost at the end of our journey. Today, it's been a wonderful, wonderful hour. I think really, thank you, because it's overwhelming. So many colors, so many energies, so many talents. So well done to all of you, and
thank you.
We are going to be your fans.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So
thank you for everybody that showed up. We're really, really thankful for the support, and we look forward to having you see more of our exhibitions. Thank you, Olu. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you to all the
Thank you.
You guys did a great job. I wish I could be there, but clearly you guys have everything under control.
Thank you, Nana. Thank you. Olu, it was really a wonderful journey, as I said. So again, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and hopefully see you very, very soon in person. I think that would be the best, the one of our wishes today. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for a wonderful.
Goodbye. Thank you guys for support, and thank you guys for being to John. And we'll leave more information on the website and on our social media, so I can send everybody the catalog. So anybody who wants the catalog can easily drop their email address, so we can send it off to them. Thank you guys very much for joining us.
I'm waiting for the. And yes, I would like to just say the last thing. One of your extract of this exhibition will be on our magazine, which will be an honor for us to have you.
For the support. Yeah, they want to take care of us everywhere. So thank you very, very, very much. Our regards to Francois too.
Yes, Francois is my twin. If you can, hello, Francois.
We don't see him today.
Yeah, we've not seen him yet. Is he hiding behind the NFTs today or what?
Behind the
thank you very much, guys.
No, I'm joking. It was really wonderful because we saw also the last gossip here entre nous. We were meeting Nana, we met Emil and Olu in Art Basel in Freeze, and and they were part of my Instagrams everywhere. So, okay. So it was really fun.
Walking around.
Takes care of her boys. She takes care of her.
Okay.
All
Ciao
right,
ragazzi.
thank you very much to everybody.
Have a good
Good
evening.
evening. Thank you.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you
night.
so much.
Good night.
This was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.